Yo, check out this dope segment from the Pre-Patch Podcast. Hope you enjoy it. Let's talk about how the Elden Ring DLC is gonna play out. So I'm sad Bill is not here, but over half of Elden Ring players, right? I think it ended up being like 39% have actually done it. Over half are not gonna be able, are possibly not gonna be able to play Shadow of Erdtree.
35% of player base. Yeah.
So
Why?
because you have well, all right, based on the game's achievements, right?
Yeah.
It shows that over half of Elden Ring's players are currently missing the requirement that you need to play Shadow of Erdtree DLC, which is you have to go in and kill off a certain boss to be able to do so. So to kind of do this, it says there's prerequisites that must be met for players to access a DLC, and Elden Ring is no exception. It's known that basically Elden players must have the optional boss Mohg, Lord of Blood, defeated on their current playthrough if they want to play the DLC.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Only 35% of the fucking population has done it.
Play the game to play more content?
No, it's not play. The thing is, it's not play the. It's an optional boss, so it's not like a boss that you. It's not like defeating Milena, right? Or like the Tree Sentinel, which is still optional.
I mean, optional or not, I don't see.
I see it as a problem with them. Like, if this had not been found, that I don't know if From Software would have actually announced it or said anything. Like, this is, I don't know. To me, this is kind of like, hello, like. This is kind of a problem. Like, you know, if you're gonna have all of these people buying this fucking game and they're not knowing that they have had to have completed this boss, that means that people that even completed the game, right, and got through all of it and defeated Milena is now gonna be like, why the fuck can't I access it, right? And not knowing you got to go and fucking kill this optional boss, which may not be hard for you because you've already defeated one of the hardest bosses. But still, can you imagine loading up fucking on release day and be like, fuck yeah, Shadow of Erdtree, and then being like, what the fuck? I can't go play. I gotta go back to defeat this fucking boss.
I like that. Sheldor in chat says, doesn't sound like it's very optional
exactly.
anymore.
It's not. It's not optional, right? Like, this is a mandatory thing. That's kind of fucked. You don't think so?
There's one of the games that release DLC that you have to get to a certain point in the game to then access the DLC. You know,
I get where he's coming from, because most games, it's one of those things where it's like it's a direct progression. Like you have to hit a direct progression, not an optional
story.
thing.
You know, and it's a storyline that stems off of the game. So
yeah, but
it makes sense in a way that.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't agree with you, Scruffy. Like that would be the case if it was one of those things where it was like it was a requirement to like finish the end game of Elden Ring, the first game, right? Not an optional boss. Like if they had just made it to where you have to finish, like kill the last boss of Elden Ring.
Wouldn't that be
might
worse?
not be as big of an issue.
No,
what's the optional boss gotta matter with it?
Because
it's optional.
Because it's
optional. You don't have to do it.
Even now that you do have to do it, now it's a main boss. There you go.
But here's the other kicker. It's because of it being an optional boss and the way that Elden Ring is. And yes, Elden Ring's been out for 2 years, but the fact that it's not like Dark Souls where it's somewhat linear in the sense that like you go from here to here to here, and yeah, you could go back and go here
a bit more
or whatever.
explore.
Right? This is like open fucking world. There is literally on Game Rant, which where we're pulling this from, it literally goes in there and says how to get to this palace to defeat this boss, because you may completely skip it. You may not even know how to fucking get access to this boss.
Sure, and now you do. Now you're learning a whole more content of the game that you might have not known before.
So let me ask you a question. You buy the DLC for this game. You don't you don't listen to our podcast. You're not on our podcast, so you don't know where to go.
Would I?
You what the fuck? Get him out of here. So
continue.
You buy this, load up on launch night, ready to play. Okay. You took off the next 2 days because you're ready to go play Elden Ring, right? You load up, you can't access it, and you have no reason. You have no understanding or reason why. Okay. You just can't access it. How does that make you feel?
I'm gonna figure out how to access it. If I have to look up why can't I access this and find out, oh, I have to kill this boss, it's gonna take me an hour or two or however many to get there and kill him. Then boom,
yeah,
I do it and I get to. If anything, that's rewarding to then access the content. I paid for it or not, I'm gonna play that content. I'm gonna get there.
I guarantee
35% of these people haven't done this or won't be able to.
Right now, that a shit ton of fucking refunds and negative reviews are about to hit the Steam page for this.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I doubt it because of how hype this is and how dedicated the community of Elden Ring is.
This is not the first game.
Like this is getting way blown out of proportion here.
Yeah, this is not the first game that has required some kind of like archaic thing to unlock such a thing.
Yeah,
I get where you're coming from,
what
Sin.
Being an optional boss has to do with it either.
I get where you're coming from, Sin, but I also get where Scruffy is coming from. Like you're almost stating that like you're expecting the player base to be too stupid to go on Google and be like, hey, how do I unlock it?
No, I'm not expecting the player base to be too stupid, but I'm also faulting a game developer for fucking going out there and creating a DLC that cannot be accessed except unless you go and take an optional boss that is now the main boss.
Wait. You're faulting a game developer for making a DLC that in order to obtain the DLC and start playing the DLC, they have to enrich your experience for the previous game?
No, by forcing you to go and defeat this other... Like, I get saying you have to defeat Milena. 100%. That makes sense to me. Like, I that is a main end boss. That is the main goal to go and get accomplished. But to then say, that's not the real goal. You need to go kill this optional boss. But they're not going to tell you that. It's not going to, like, we don't know yet, but if there is not some pop-up that says, hey, you got to defeat this boss before you access this, right? And maybe even say, hey, go to here to go do it, right? If there's not something that tells the player that right out of the gate before you purchase it, that's fucking bullshit. Like, we
don't even know that yet.
No, but I still think either way, it's still bullshit. Like, it's still not cool to have a fucking DLC that's
I think you and a lot of people were overthinking this and making a little bit more of an issue out of it than it actually is. It's literally one boss.
Souls-likes are known and notorious for being hard games, and you have to top certain bosses, whatnot, to progress.
And that's coming from somebody that I am this person, right? I am this person that hasn't, the 35% of people that haven't done that. I haven't done any of that, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think that
if you want to play that DLC, you're gonna go beat this optional boss.
Right?
I think. Yeah, but you don't. You again are talking about you guys are so much like
you know what they need to do. You know what they need to do. Just listen to our podcast. Hey,
no,
people that want to play the Elden Ring DLC, you have to kill an optional boss. Go to Game Rant.
If this
and
was
you can figure out how to do that.
Other developer with any other game, we would be running them into the ground.
No, because we wouldn't.
You would.
No, they do it too. Yes, they do. I literally gave you an example of how Fallout all do it. You have to get Far Harbor. I had to go all the way to the top right of the map and explore and start a side quest to get to that new island, or Fallout New Vegas. The Lonesome Road DLC. I had to go all the way to the Rapture or the ravine or whatever. So many RPGs do this. This is nothing new.
I'm not saying it's nothing new to require you do something within the game. I'm saying that it is a shit way to say that you have to defeat an optional fucking piece of content.
Why does it matter if it's
because only 37 fucking % of people have done it.
Well, now, like it's not like it's not.
Now that's going to change to over 37% because now they know that they have to do it.
If anything, it just gives them more content to do whether or not they know about it or not.
That is such a shit way to fucking think about that. That is such a shit way to be like, oh, we're gonna gatekeep. Like, I get it, you're getting to play the other content, and I would say like, hey, like if you're sitting there saying that like 80% have completed it and there's only 20% that has, then yeah, you know what? This is a section that the game is that kind of leads you. There's only 30 fucking percent that have done it.
Wait. So
they're gatekeeping.
They're gatekeeping it because they're expecting you to finish an optional boss.
Of their game.
Again. Only 37% of the population on Steam has only completed it.
I don't care about the statistics anymore. People are gonna go and do this no matter what.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's That's really shitty. That's like saying like you don't if you want to play Skull and Bones the new update, if you want to do whatever else, no. If you want to play Skull and Bones the new update, the new season, right? Sure. Well, you got to go and you can't play the new season. You got to go and defeat some random fucking thing way out over here. We're not going to tell you where it's at or how to get there. You just got to know that you got to go over there and defeat that thing to be able to get access into the season.
So wait.
If they're gonna tell us or not, still.
It's not.
So wait.
Even if they,
wait.
Go ahead.
And that's a multiplayer game.
I think we're getting a little too much into this.
So is Elden Ring.
Barely. It's
as multiplayer as fucking Sea of Thieves or Skull and Bones is.
I don't. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you're wrong here, Sin. I think you're wrong here. I really do. I think you're making too much of a deal out of this.
That's
and that's coming from somebody that agrees with you, but also agrees with Scruffy. Like this, to me, you're making way too big of a deal out of this. And I think that this specific game rant,
we'll see.
A bit this specific thing right here where they're stating that 35%, that to me is just like I wouldn't even say fearmonger. I think that they're just making too much of a big of a deal out of it. Like people are going to find out how to do it. If people want to play the DLC, they're going to go out to Google and be like, hey, how do I unlock the DLC? Oh, I need to go and unlock this specific type of, this specific optional boss that I didn't do. Cool. Easy. Done.
Okay.
We'll worries.
See. We'll see. I fucking guarantee you that this game is about to this DLC is going to fucking get lambasted for this. I fucking mark my words. Steam is about to go fucking ballistic. And Steam's
about to close down because
I actually guarantee you
right now
that they will. That I mark my words. I'm going to predict the future. From Software is going to change this. They're going to backtrack on this because of the fact that they're gonna make it so that you don't have to defeat this optional boss. Maybe they'll make it so that you have to defeat Milena. Perfectly fine. It's still in-game boss. It makes sense. I guarantee they're not gonna fucking make you do this optional boss.
Don't think that's the case because I think this specific boss has to do with the DLC.
I was gonna say I imagine it's a story. It's a stem.
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly when we were talking about it with Bill, this specific boss has to do with.
Y'all
the
can
DLC.
all sit here. All the chat can sit here and make fun of me all you want. I mark my words. Whenever this game releases, that next show, I cannot fucking wait to sit there and have you guys eat crow. I can't fucking wait.
You can
I'm coming after you
like.
all. I'm coming after all of you.
Make him destroy an optional boss to talk to you. You can gatekeep him all you want.
After all of you.
If you enjoyed this small segment of the show, make sure to stop by every Thursday when we do this at 10:30 p.m. Eastern live on YouTube and Twitch. Or you can catch us on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast or any of your podcast apps. Thank you.